Right, folks, here we are at the Fairy Village Woods. Again, we've got Amber. No, Mickey, no, leave it. Too big, too big. You're not going to try and carry that thing through. Now, pack it up. I like his ambition, but he'd be whacking people with that, so not a good idea. Anyway, for this video, unfortunately, we're going to go back to the the American situation with police and brown-skinned people. Unfortunately, because I saw another video today and it brings back the point. Well, I don't know if you remember, I spoke about the police where they were pepper spraying the army officer. Well, the police officer was fired for that. Well, first of all, he should be arrested, counts as assault. The officer who shot that man apparently by accident, she's being charged with manslaughter. So I was correct on that. But it was obvious, wasn't it, really? Manslaughter had to be the charge for that. You know. What are you eating, Coves? Bit of grass? Okay, bud. So, yeah. Miss you now. Come on, this way. Mollie, Collie. Eve. Cove, come. Come, Cove. Come on, Amber. So yeah, again, with that woman, it's such a shame. 46 years of age, 26 years in the police, and it's quite likely her life is over now. Not just her career, her life is over. She could be spending, 7 to 8 years in prison now. Chances of her getting another job when she gets out, certainly another job of any worth, is zero. Yeah, good chance that she will lose a lot of her friends because of it. Certainly a lot of her connections, even her family, are going to move on. She's going to miss years of that. She's got 2 sons, so good chance they're going to get married. She's going to miss their weddings and miss the birth of her grandchildren. Well, put it this way, if it was intentional, then she deserves to get charged with murder and she deserves to be executed as a result. She executed someone, if it was intentional. But it was stupidity. That's what it was. I mean, somebody later, I watched something earlier about that exact thing again. It was a police officer explaining about the taser and the thing. And he said, yes, it's possible. It is possible you could get confused. And the reporter said, well, how would that be possible? He said, if you're not trained. If you're not trained, the difference between a gun and a taser, how to use the gun and a taser, but then, yeah, you could easily make that mistake. This officer was a trainer. It shows just how bad the problems are for the police. That's one thing, pointing that out. Secondly, we've got a problem at the moment with regards to certainly brown-skinned people, not just brown-skinned, but also pinky-skinned people now. When the police pull them over, they are so busy trying to video it, trying to show just how clever they are. That they can tell the police what their job is. They can tell the police, that they don't have authority to ask them certain things. It's like, yeah, okay, yeah, and they're videoing themselves doing it. And it's like, okay, yeah. Problem is, you're doing it with people that have guns. You're doing it with officers that could very well be peed off. If they're already peed off because they come across a lot of people like you, they may end up a bit like the officer who pepper sprayed the army plate. Come here, Covie. Covie! Come here now. This is not good. Oh, jeez. Right, 1 second. Amber, come here. Come here. Come here, Amber. Get hold of you. She's going to go through. Then go through. Chewie here. Covie here. Right here. Mickey here. Come here. Wait for Dad. Stay here. Stay here. Stay Amber. Stay Amber. That person was basically speed walking behind us. That's right. Okay. Can't let him go through because if Amber even looks behind, we've got a problem. She's going to end up, being a bit aggressive with that dog because she's expecting babies. So she's going to see that dog as coming into her territory and as a threat. So, yeah. Right, what I was saying about that situation. Yes, look, that is going to be a situation. Stop trying to be clever. Stop trying to prove to the police you know better than they do. And especially if you're in a country where they have guns. It's a bit of a stupid thing to do. You're poking the bear. Do not poke a bear. It's an unwise move. Because even bears that are trained bears, when you keep on poking the bear's going to react. Stop poking the bear. However, saying that, I made a comment earlier on one of the streams where a protester came and spoke to a lady from ABC who was reporting the protesting that's going on. And as I said on that, I said the police shouldn't be out. They're only making things worse. People want to protest. If people want to march, let them march. Yeah. Monitor the situation from your control room. Unless things get extremely out of order, don't go out. As police officers, you've caused this problem. Don't go out. Any damage to the community, that's on you. That should come out of your wages. See, the thing of it, folks, this is very much a community issue. It's not a policing issue. It's not a police training issue. It's a response. It's also how the public deals with the police. The lack of respect that they have towards the police. Yeah. There's multi-issues going on here. And they're all coming in together, causing problems. So if you just look at it from one point of view, you're not going to solve anything. If you just say we better train the police better, you're still going to have members of the public who are basically goading the police. Because that's what you're doing. Really. And another thing, in America, would you not stop being so worshipping death? Because this whole idea of loving the military what? What are they? They're trained killers. They're people you train to wage war on another country. Yeah? They're highly trained killers. They go over and they put themselves in harm's way abroad. Right? But you worship that. You bow down to these people. Yeah, you listen to the people talk about that police officer pepper spraying this man. Oh, but he was an army officer. So what? Had he been a road sweeper, would that have been any less of a situation? Because put it this way, a road sweeper is someone who serves your country far more than any person in the army could ever do. What they do for your country is far greater. Someone involved in waste disposal, sewage. Again, what do they do for your country? Do you have any bubonic plagues continuing? Pest control, therefore, what do they do? Yeah, they do far more, don't they? Right? Yeah. All these people that are just day-to-day workers that go about their job, that are public workers, that deal with public situations, do far more for your country than your military people could ever do. Far more. And yet you choose to worship. In no other country is that the case. Not to the same degree. But look at America. Look at how ridiculously stupid the American situation is. They worship the military. How dare this police officer pepper spray army officer? But we're going to make it incredibly difficult for army people to get help once they come back from fighting in some conflict, even when they've been exposed to chemical weapons that we have fired. We're going to make it incredibly difficult. And what do the people in the media do? Nothing. Is there any outrage at that? No. That is far worse than pepper spraying someone in the face. Far worse. That army officer got pepper sprayed in the face by a police officer. There's hundreds of thousands of army officers or army personnel and military personnel who, once they've done with their wars, serving their country, they come back, they try to get assisted living, they try to get help to find a work, to find somewhere to live, whatever they need help with. And the organisation responsible for doing that basically says, yeah, okay, you want to wait in this, give us 5 years to get your case. That is far worse, far worse. What about the firefighters who dealt with 9/11 and the fact that the congressmen and senators made them beg and beg and beg and beg and beg for assistance, and then basically told them to F off? This is the big America that we hear of, the America that loves its service people. Really? No, you don't. You're a bunch of hypocrites. You're a bunch of liars. You're fake. That's what you are, completely fake. All of it is fake. That's like the outrage of the left is completely fake. You can be outraged by the fact that a man has called a woman sweetheart. Oh, how dare you say something like that? But then when you've got a Middle Eastern country basically treating women as if they were still in the 14th century, chucking homosexual people off of buildings, that's okay. We'll still do business with them. That's okay. We won't be worried about that too much. That's fine. Well, we won't take them on because they're bloody dangerous. Yeah. Come here, Mickey. Here, now. Keep out the water, nutter. Come on. Stay out of that. Run it off. There you go. That's the point. Dangerous. Which is why people like Salman Rushdie, you can at least respect the fact, don't necessarily agree with what he wrote. I don't know what he wrote. Never read it. Never been that interested in it, really. Again, I think he was a bit silly because, did he want to go into hiding? It's obvious, really. There's a very good chance that he would have to, because he was picking on a target that was quite dangerous. But you see, when all these left-wing people go after people, it's like, really? You're going after that? It's like Black Lives Matter. Okay, you're waiting again for another Lloyd Floyd situation, are you? Waiting for another one of those to happen. What about all the people, all the black or brown-skinned people, King's brown-skinned people? Does that matter? Did Black Lives Matter then? No? That doesn't matter? Okay. We're just asking. Yeah, that doesn't matter, no? Okay. Well, Black Lives Matter, look at it from the point of view in those Arabic countries, those people there, generally speaking, brown-skinned, aren't they? Certainly quite a lot browner than a lot of the people who claim to be black in America. So therefore, they would be counted as black people and black lives. So if they're homosexual and they're being thrown off buildings, where's Black Lives Matter? Why are they not screaming their heads off at the atrocities that happen in these countries to their fellow black men and women? They're not, are they? Because again, it's a battle they cannot win. Recently on the news, one of the heads of Black Lives Matter recently bought herself a luxury home. Now, is that true? I don't know. I've no idea. If it's not, I imagine she'll be suing the people that wrote it. But would it surprise you? Will it surprise you that the head of that organisation has decided that she's going to take a lot of the money given to the charity to help the cause and line her own pockets with it. Yeah, buy a lovely house for herself. No, no. Well, as I say, I mean, if Black Lives Matter was around and making noise all the way through about every death, every unnecessary death of a black person, every unnecessary death, then you could respect them. You could say, well, at least they stand by what they claim, you know, that Black Lives Matter. Yeah, they're making a point to say that in the way they deal with things that Black Lives Matter. Yeah, they're standing up whenever something happens that's unnecessary and saying, come on, can't we do better? But they're not doing that, are they? I imagine at the moment, the people in charge of Black Lives Matter are probably praying to God that another black man gets brutally killed by the police. What are they praying to happen? Maybe that the police can actually video themselves decapitating a black man? Well, I mean, the worse offence, the more money comes in for Black Lives Matter. And the more people get behind their claims, right? So why not ask for the worst thing you could possibly ask for? Yeah, the police do basically what the Middle Eastern terrorists would do. Yeah. That's the point, isn't it? Middle Eastern terrorism, yeah, they do videos like that, don't they? Oh yeah, they do videos where, you know, they're cutting off the heads of people that they don't like. Yep. Nothing good about that at all. No, horrendous. Absolutely horrendous, yeah. Well, I mean, the utter disrespect towards life. But I say, I mean, what's the difference really between somebody doing that and, you know, what George Chauvin did, that copper who killed George Floyd? Yeah. Sorry, I said Lloyd Floyd earlier. Don't know who Lord Floyd was. Different person. My apologies on that one. But yes, what the officer did to Mr. Floyd was, I mean, how many steps from that to chopping someone's head off on video? He knew he's been recorded, choking someone to death, basically. Now, you can argue he didn't know he was choking someone to death. You could. Yep. But that's exactly what he was doing. Yeah. There's a disgusting nature to all of that. But, I mean, the point of it is that, yes, the police need to do better on the people that they employ. That's true. Especially when you're going to give so much power to the police. And especially when they're going to have qualified immunity. Where basically whatever they do, they're immune to prosecution. Come on, really? If you're going to do that, you need people who are basically saints. Completely pure. That's what you need. The worst thing you can do is go to college football and get any people like that to your police force. But so many of the people in the police are those people. That's who they are. They're people that were the college football players who were never quite good enough, but they were big. Yeah, they enjoyed authority. And so they applied to be police. Hello, Mollie. How you doing, Bubs? Was your baby having a go at you, was she? Hello, Amber. How you doing, Bubs? How's Amber? I see my Amber. I see my Amber. With a big fat pinky winky belly. I see my Amber. There she is. Hello, Bubba girl. love. How you doing? You out for walkies? Is this Amber's walkies, is it? Is this Amber's walkies? Yeah. Love you. Love you, bub. Good walkies, Amber. Yeah. There you go. This is Amber's walkies, isn't it, Bub? Good girl, Amber. we'll probably go around again. Not quite fully. We avoid the water bit this time. Hey. I was watching another video earlier. Well, a few. Ex-England goalkeeper Joe Hart has a podcast channel. A lot of it is talking to other goalkeepers about their experiences and the challenges that they had. And very interesting, actually. He spoke to Kasper Schmeichel, and Kasper Schmeichel's experiences were very interesting. But they were both at City together. I never realised that, but they were. Yeah. But then Kasper had those disappointments where he expected to fly high and it didn't work. He had to leave City, go elsewhere. He took a bit of a dip, but then he rose again. And then they did another one with Fraser Foster. I'm not sure where he is now. Is he still with? I don't know. Well, he's played for Celtic, for Southampton, and a few others. Where he is now, I don't know. And him, yeah. I was interested in his story because I remember it would have been about 5-6 years ago. A bit more than that, actually. A bit more than that, I guess. But where people were rating him as he was going to be the best goalkeeper in the world, by miles ahead of everyone else. Well, because 6'7", 6'8", and very good in moments. And Joe Hart was explaining, in their interview, and saying that there were times when, certainly when they met together at the England camp, and he saw Fraser in training. Fraser was making saves that no other goalkeeper would be able to make. But it's just a point of consistency. Consistency is the thing. And that's it. As a goalkeeper, you make a few bad games, that's it. Yeah. Ben Foster was another one that he interviewed. Ben Foster was at Man United. When he was in his early 20s, he was at Man United. And he played a few games, but made a couple of errors, and that was it. That was his time at Man United basically finished. Yeah. Hello. Smiley Riley. Big yawny. Good boy. Ah, he's a good papa. Yes. Well, when they get in, they're going to have frozen chicken fries. Well, in the end, it's ice cream and meat, isn't it? Really, it's like ice cream. It's a frozen treat. So yeah, they're going to be hot. It's a nice warm day. So they're going to be quite hot. So that'll be cushy for them. All right, bit of a challenge to eat as well. Yeah. How you doing, Chew? So yeah. Well, because I was sorting out the freezers earlier, and I worked out I bought loads of stuff for their Christmas dinner, and yet they had something completely different for Christmas dinner. I was like, right, okay, get all that stuff out and cook it for them. They can have that in the next couple of days. That can be their food. I don't need to worry about getting stuff from the shops because I've got stuff now already. Might as well use it. Yeah. Well, I said the other day about that now I'm having puddings early, about 2 o'clock rather than later. And yeah, that's what I'm doing. Well, the reason is I'm trying to have calories, or the most calories I normally have before these walks. Because I have a walk now and I do another walk later. So I'm trying to make sure I have all the calories before then. Yeah, that deals with that. It gets that situation sorted. 1 second, we've got people walking here. I'm sure they've got a dog. In this case, they've got to get Amber out of the way. Yeah, okay. Amber, come. Amber, come. Amber. Amber, come. Come up here. Come up here. Oh, yes. This is where we come out when we avoid the water, don't we? So, but we're not going to go back up there. Come on, this way. This way, Bumba. Let's get out of the way of those people. So, yeah. Well, put it this way. Watching those videos of those goalkeepers, it just puts it into perspective even more what I was saying about attacking players. And, you know, about when they badly perform, it doesn't have the same impact on them. They don't get dropped. Well, I suppose it's because with goalkeepers, it's the last thing, isn't it, really? Well, I mentioned on one of the videos, I think the Ben Foster one. So obviously, I've kept an eye on Ben Foster over the years because ex-Man United goalkeeper. So, you know, from that point of view, always like to see how he's doing. Wish him well during games. Hope he plays well. That sort of thing. Yeah. Ex-Man United player, of course. Of course, hope he does well. From that perspective, yeah. And I said I never liked Joe Hart. Part of the reason I never liked Joe Hart is because he always seemed like a nice guy. Yeah, and the problem with that is that, you know, like certainly at United, we had Peter Schmeichel. Now, Peter Schmeichel was not really a nice guy during the game. He was a bit of a, yeah, git. He certainly told players off. Trying to make sure that dog. Ah, right here, right here, right here. Say, Bubs. Amber, stay. Amber, stay. Say, Bubs. Cobes. Hello, Cobes. How you doing? Come, Mollie. Mollie, come. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Where's Mickey Mouse? Mickey Mouse around here somewhere. Again, he's around here somewhere, but where exactly? Mickey! Mickey! Mickey Moo! Mickey! Come on this way. Come, Mix. Mickey Moo! Mickey! Where's he gone? Where the heck has Mickey gone? Mickey! Mickey the Mouse! Mr. Mousey! Come on! Yeah, I don't know where he is. Here he is. Here he is. Where you been? Mickey! Mickey! Where you been? Where you been, Mickey Mouse? Here he is. Just suddenly appeared. Oi, you! Pack it up, shine teeth. Next time, come quicker. Donut. There's 5, there's number 6. Well, it's number 7, actually. Of course he is. Of course she is. She. He's number 6. Doggy. Mary's number 5, Amber's number 4, Lucy's number 3, Chewie's number 2, and Mollie's number 1. Hi. Now, with regards to goalkeepers, I do respect goalkeepers. Never been interested in being one. Too short, 5'7". So, no chance of being a goalkeeper. Too short. But I've always loved the idea of goalkeepers and, you know, the fact that, you know, they do incredibly well. Certainly, you put it this way, anyone like Fraser Forrester, 6'7", is able to get down to a low ball very quickly. How the heck do you do that? That's amazing. Just amazing. So, aye. Certainly, if you're interested in football and goalkeepers, have a look at the Joe Hart channel. Very good. Well, I mean, Joe Hart, you know, I like him as a person, but he was a City goalkeeper at that point in time. I didn't really like him. And England #1 when I thought there were probably better goalkeepers who should have been England #1. Ben Foster being one. Come Mollie Collie. You were waiting for this time? Yeah. Waiting for Mollie Collie again, aren't we? Hey? Yeah. Going back to the first subject matter, certainly it's the case that, look, problem is people want to put their videos on YouTube and they know that media networks are going to pay. Certainly they're going to pay for videos of police officers being a bit out of order. Yeah. There's been a few recently of police officers telling people they need them to wind their window down so they can speak to them, or they need to get out the car so they can speak to them. But of course they're speaking to them perfectly clearly. But again, if you're in that situation, especially in America, they have guns. Yeah, get out of the car. If they tell you to get out of the car, get out of the car. You're videoing everything you video it. Come on, Cove. Come there, Bubs. Well, it's like the idea that, oh, I've got witnesses, so I can do that. I can sort of not comply because I've got witnesses. That's only useful if the witnesses are, sending a live feed to the police station, where the head of the police is watching what's going on, that they can step in if need be, right? Or even better, that the Defence Lawyers Association is watching it. Otherwise, what's the point really in having these witnesses? George Floyd, there was loads of people standing around videoing it. Did that help him in any way, shape or form? No. Not in any way, shape or form. Didn't help him at all, did it? A lot of these cases, there's witnesses, loads of them. Loads of people witnessing. Didn't help anyone, did it, really? Doesn't help them at all. So there you go. It is what it is. Just a case of try and be guided by God if at all possible, because if you're guided by God, then hopefully you'll be guided to at least be alive afterwards, and that's the most important factor. Sod all the rest. Are you alive? Good. Brilliant. Deal with the rest later. The fact you're alive, that's great. But for goodness sake, try and comply if you can, or over comply. As I say, I mean, if you want to show some protest to what the police are doing by getting out of the car and falling flat on your face on the ground, put your arms strapped behind your back, you can do that. But again, if you sense the police officers getting pissed off with you doing that, or if you sense that police are getting pissed off with people doing that, don't do that anymore. Maybe not a good idea. I say, the idea of poking the bear. Not a good idea to poke the bear, is it really? Anyway, I was going to take them around again, but then we came across the people with dogs and a pushchair, so they're probably going to make their way all the way around. I imagine that's their car there. I imagine so. Not totally sure, but that probably is their car, in which case we're going to bump into them again if we go around again, so not a good idea with Amber. So let's get them in the car. Chew. There you go, monkey. There you go, so gentle. Come here, Chewie, you've got something to tell. Come here. Amber, move out the way. Chewie, you've got something to tell. Get here now. Got it. There you go. Get out of here. We don't want that indoors, do you? Or especially on my bed, because you're going to jump on my bed. How was that, Amber? Was that good, Amber? Good walkies for the Amber. There you go, Papa. Lovely. Chewie, go lay down. Lay down, Bubs. There's Coves. How you doing, Coves? You ready to get in, Bubba? Go home, Coves? Yeah? Good girlie. Hey, you good girlie? We're going home, Covies. Go home, Bubba. Have a scratch. There you go. Have a scratch, Bubba girl. Is that better? You had a scratch? Good girl. And you get for now. I'll tell you in a second, right? There you go, folks. You take care. God bless. I'll speak to you soon. Bye-bye.